Okay. Look, unfortunately we're going through a tough time again, and we've been here before, and we'll fight our way out of it again. You got to give Minnesota a lot of credit. Yeah, I mean that we played. We did some good things tonight. We were right there all game, and then in the fourth quarter, they made everything. I mean, they made all their shots, and when we got our looks, ours didn't drop tonight. So that's going to happen. But we got to we got to stick together and fight our way out of this. And that's where we're at right now as a group.
We'll start tonight with James Ham.
Yeah, Luke, there in the fourth quarter, you stuck with mostly reserves for like the first 6 minutes. Just what was going into that plan, and especially with the way that they really couldn't score offensively. None of them had a good shooting night.
Yeah, well, they were. I thought they did a decent job in that stretch right before. Before I ended up calling the timeout, the 7-minute timeout was going to be there, so I was trying to see if we couldn't get to that point to keep an extra timeout for down the stretch. But look, we just to start the fourth and up to the 7-minute mark. I mean, we were right there. I mean, that's events. Sometimes their job is just keep the game there, and then you come back in with your starters, and they finish it. They did make a little mini run right before I called that timeout and got the starters back in there. But look, we're a team. We're in this together, so we got to we trust that they're going to get the job done, and then we have the same trust with the starters. So we definitely had our chances tonight, and like I said, they made everything in the fourth, and we didn't. So I know there's more to the game than that, but there's give them credit.
Next, we'll go to Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, Luke, kind of following up on that a bit. Did the defense get worse down the stretch, or was it just a byproduct of going kind of cold there? The offensive kind of going kind of cold.
No, I think D'Angelo came in and hit back-to-back pull-up threes like right when he checked in. Cat hit a couple threes. So I thought we had put together a pretty solid defensive game leading up to that. But like I said, that's why sometimes we tell our guys, like, you don't want to leave it to the end of games because anything can happen. Players get hot. Whatever it is in this league, it's the 400 best players in the world. So you try to play as well as you can all game early up to build up a lead. And tonight, down the stretch, we needed to make more defensive plays, but some of those shots they hit they were just big time players making big time shots.
Jason Jones. Jason, we can't hear you, Jason.
I got nothing, Jason.
Okay.
I got you now.
We got you now. Thank you.
You got me? Okay. I was saying through 3 quarters, defensively, you guys had some good numbers, but the game was still close. What did you see that allowed the game to be close, even with, them shooting 40%?
Sorry. I lost you at the very end there, Jason.
What did you see that they were able to do to keep you within, to stay close, even though they were shooting below 40%?
Well, they hurt us on the offensive glass again. Like, we had some really nice defensive possessions where we just, on our final rotation of it, so a wing would come in and push us away, push us aside, grab the rebound. So that they had a lot of offensive rebounds. And I think we got a lot of good looks that weren't going in tonight for us. So when you're not making shots, it's tough to to build out on a lead. But it's like I said, that team since they beat Portland, they beat Phoenix. That team's a very good team, with the way Catton's playing now, and you throw D'Angelo back in there. Like, we played hard, we played a good defensive game, but we weren't making shots, so we're on the road. It's a close game, and then they got hot in the fourth. But yeah, the offensive rebounds kept it close, and the fact we weren't making our own shots, helped keep it close.
Tony Harvey.
Yeah, Coach Harrison did talk about that, when he came in and talked in, and you mentioned it too, about, playing well at the right time. One of the things that's going on right here is, what you spoke about a few games ago, is that high intensity that these teams are bringing, especially with the second half. What can you do to get your team, to play well at the right time and match the intensity that these other teams? Because yeah, you're correct. You can't look at these teams' records right now, but that intensity, matching that intensity, seems like that's where the Kings is losing out at.
Well, no, I thought we did a good job of that tonight, really. I thought we started the game with the right mindset, the right level of intensity. I thought we came out in the second half and did it. I mean, they had to call, they called a quick timeout there in the third, I think, if my memory's right. And we built up a lead late into the third, and then they hit two big threes, right towards the end of the third quarter. But as a whole, is something that we need to continue to work on. Yeah, like that needs to be the standard of how we play all the time. And this in this league, teams are going to go on runs. We're going to go on runs, and we have to continue to stay steady throughout. But yeah, I thought for the most part tonight it was better than it's been.
A few more for Coach Jason Anderson.
Luke, you guys have had some nice stretches to give yourself a chance a couple times this year, and then the response after that, we've seen it kind of spiral a little bit. Is there something about the pressure of getting into contention, or something else about the mentality of the group as a whole that is affecting them?
Yeah, I mean those things are all real in sports. I don't know how much they are. With our group, it's like I said, we don't talk about it much as a group, because it's, to me, the more important thing is staying focused on where we're trying to get better at and what we need to do. So I know that we struggled with slippage this year. Like, we'll play good, solid basketball, and we'll build up some momentum. And as that's happening, some of the details of what we do, we have slippage in, which is pretty normal. And unfortunately for us, what's happening is it's taking, normally you get, you're happy with how you're playing, you have slippage, you take a loss, maybe two, and then you sharpen up and get back to where you were. Unfortunately for us right now, it's taken much more than one or two losses to get us back to the level of play when we're playing really well. And that's something that we got to break. We got to fix that. It can't be how we go through seasons with that many highs and that many lows. So a lot of things that go into play with that, though, Jason.
Matt George.
Hi, Luke. Just some personal observation. It looks like in games where the focus is more on the defensive end, or success on the defensive end, the offense struggles, and then vice versa throughout the season. Would you agree with that observation? And then how difficult is it to get both things clicking at the same time for a developing team like this?
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that, because it's one of the main challenges, because it's why you see veterans teams that do this, is because they have a full understanding of, like, the score. It doesn't matter how we play is how we play. And I think with teams that are learning to do that, you start scoring a lot, and then you lose some of that defensive focus or that defensive energy, because you think, it's not that big a deal, we'll get it back on offense. And it takes five guys on the court understanding all the time, like, whether we're making shots or missing shots, this is how we play defense. Making shots, missing shots, this is how we play offense. And then this is what we look like down the stretch of the game. And that's for us. When we're making a lot of shots, I think part of that is why our defense struggles, is because there's a relaxation on that, and knowing that we have a high-powered offense that can get going, at any time.
Final question for Coach tonight. We'll go to Sean Cunningham.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask because there's so many. It's so rare to have 2 straight days off with the rest of the schedule and the way it's worked out. And from your standpoint, do you have to be kind of strategic in the way you utilize those days for practices? Do you try to cram more in or put more upon them than you would in like a normal situation in a normal year, quote unquote?
Yeah, but that's really tough. I mean, you just look at the amount of games that we're playing right now. It's like we fly to Minnesota for one day to play, we fly back, and it's like there's so many games happening. So yes, normally I would love this 2 days without a game, but we're going to have to be smart about how we attack it, and with the rest and the recovery, trying to stay healthy being just as important as continuing to get better with our execution. We got to put all that into consideration as we plan these 2 days playing these 2 days out.